Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. That is perfect. I can turn myself down. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and mute that so I can go over here and do this. I'm live. I started a little earlier today. I was gonna have it be scheduled at 1, and I this stream was gonna be longer, and it will be long. It'll be a long stream. I have like this is like the last day off that I have before my vacation, and so I'm trying to just cram this live stream into my schedule so I can have something to leave you guys with. Um, but I do have to get some stuff done too, so it hasn't really been too productive today. I'm not gonna lie, but I have some stuff I got to get done at the end of the stream, so it'll be long. Probably not as long as I was thinking, but it'll be long. I the stuff that I have to do won't take too long. So, but I want to make sure that I am able to have the time to actually stream and give people time to actually be able to interact. Because I know last time, um, there was some stuff that happened. I fixed my audio. I think my audio is okay now. Um, but I was having audio issues, and I don't know if that's fixed or not. But I was peaking a lot. It was bad. It was a bad peaking situation. Um, oh, horizontal and vertical platforms simultaneously. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize you could do that. Okay, so um, today is gonna be a good day. Um, I got, I tried to get some stuff set up for the stream as far as in game goes. All I need really, really right now is just I got to cut down a couple trees, and I think I got some saplings somewhere that I'm gonna plant. So I'm gonna plant some saplings, cut down some trees, uh, and I need I have oak leaves, so I'm good on oak, but I do need some other stuff as well. I need uh what do I need? I need spruce leaves. I don't have a whole lot of those. Um and I'm gonna just assume that if I don't have it around my area, then I don't have it, and I'm gonna have to grab it by doing it manually. And then there's also some stuff I want to do. I, the main goal today is to finish the tunnel that we've been working on. So if we weren't here last time, there is a tunnel that I was working on, that I did in the live stream. I think I'm good to close this window. Um, so, but there's a tunnel that I want to focus on. And then there's some other stuff that I want to do as well, because where we're gonna be at is we're gonna be right where we left off. Well, actually, I'm not gonna be right where we left off because I did get some dark oak, but um, I'm just gonna show you what I've done. All right, there we go. Three, two, one. There we go. Ta-da! I try to make it look just like the I try to make it look just like the thumbnail, um, the thumbnail or whatever you want to call it. So, okay. here we are. And I, um, I'm gonna do this, and I don't know if that's too loud. Like, I don't think it's getting the desktop audio for some reason. And it's supposed to be getting the desktop audio. I don't know why it's not, but it's supposed to be. Let's see, maybe it's there. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Okay, now you guys can hear it. Yeah. All right. That's what I needed to do. I hope that's not too loud. But anyways, here we are. We're back. I got some dark oak. I put some dark oak away. I decided what I was gonna do because I also added some spruce here. Um, was that like I was gonna leave this the way it is. I kind of break up the pattern a little bit because the pattern is really busy and there's a lot going on with the ceiling too. So I thought maybe having a little bit of a break during the turning points might be okay to do. I might decide to change it later. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to, though. I think it's going to stay the way that it's going to be. So we were almost to the end here. Um, and we also have this to figure out. But we also have this area to figure out as well. So as far as how much we'll get done today, I do not know. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know. Uh, I do want to get rid of this though, because this is bothering me. Um, so yeah, it's like it's gonna be mainly focusing on stuff that I didn't get done last stream because I was kind of, I was kind of thinking, I was kind of thinking like, if this stream was going to be long, it would give me enough time to actually get some progress done. So then I can at least finish a project before I start another project. And I can I can start on that next project, whatever that project is, and it can just be at the very beginning stages. So when I stream next time, it'll be there. So this is all leveled out right here. All this leveled out. So this is the exact way it needs to be. Now I did figure some stuff out at the spawn point, and the spawn point is at 73 as far as the leveling goes. So that means it would have to go back up. Um, so I'm kind of just trying to think of what to do here. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Maybe I can get rid of this one. Get rid of that as well. Um, I really, I'm glad that I'm back into the swing of things because, like, I wasn't going to plan this stream originally. Like, I thought, well, I'll see how much I get done in the first stream, and then if I decide to like doing it again, then I will do it again. And I decided that it is actually pretty good that I did it. That I decided to do it again. I think I'll add. I know that's gonna be weird if I add it there like that because there's nothing there, right? And these have to connect together. These ones, absolutely. So I'm just not gonna add a pillar there. I don't think, but I'll figure something. I don't. See, this worries me because this is something that I was not prepared for. I'm gonna have to move some things over, I think. I honestly do. So what I'm gonna do for now is I'm just gonna get rid of this because it doesn't make any sense. I thought it was gonna make sense, but it doesn't. Okay, so this is okay. This can stay. Um, and then this whole thing has to be refigured out. And I do have those. And like, so when I got done with the first stream, I remembered that like streaming is easy. I mean, it's all I have to do is just show up, you know, and I don't have to worry about editing and, kind of like I talked about this last stream too. I talked about how like the editing process I just don't have the time for. I just don't have the time and I don't really have the inspiration to edit videos to make them look more interesting. And that's just me being honest. And so it's one of those things where it's just how it is. I mean, it's I can give you what I can give you. I know that for sure. See, now that spirit figure. Yeah, that's kind of how I wanted it. Oh, I was gonna say I feel like I'm running out of oak, and I was not thinking properly about how much I was gonna need. But yeah, I'm excited for my vacation. I know I talked about it a little bit. We're going to a lake, which is nice. I've like that moment of like you've been working really hard and like it's just like you work so hard and you put in a lot of effort into your job and it's like you finally get some time to just sort of relax where you're getting paid to basically relax and it feels like your mind is kind of hectic because it's like okay, like you just want to think about that vacation. Like that's the main thing that's on your mind is that vacation. And um it's like that last week before your vacation just is not the best, because people want to use that as a way to treat you shitty, I guess. So also I'm not going to change that. To me, I don't think it really warrants needing a change. Um yeah, it's just going to be smaller, I think. That's okay though. It's not the end of the world. It really isn't. You can't let things like that get to you. Um, that's why I said last stream that, like, you know, when you try to build a certain way in Minecraft, it doesn't always work. It's not always gonna work out the way that you want it to work out. And I think it's important to just do the best you can and just hope for the best. Like, not be a perfectionist. I mean, obviously, like you want to care about how it's gonna look to an extent because you want it to look pleasing on the eyes. But to me, I think like one of the best building tips that I've learned in this game is not be a perfectionist. Just don't be a perfectionist. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to think, oh, well, I want things to be a certain way. And then when things don't work out your way, it's just like, oh, well, that should have worked out my way. I don't know why it didn't. And you start blaming yourself for it and it's like it's just a game at the end of the day. Like it's not that serious. Like that's one of those things where people might say that you might need to touch some grass. Um, you might want to like touch some grass and try to try to figure out, certain things. Can't believe it's already been 25 minutes of me streaming. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. These days just go by so quickly. It's been 20 minutes, but it is what it is. Um, you'll see me periodically do that. I don't have a second monitor right now, so I can't look at chat. So if there's somebody that like, oh, I'm in the chat, and like, if I don't respond to you right away, it's just because I don't have a second screen at the moment. I do have one that is like that's near me, but I don't have it, where I need it to be. I guess get rid of the dirt and the dark oak saplings. Also, those aren't the saplings that we're going to be placing. Wow, that looks so bare now. It is all the same length. That's nice. How bare that looks. I'm gonna get back up on top. You might hear some things in the background. Okay. But yeah, this one, I'm not gonna worry about. I'll worry about the other ones, but not that one. Boom, ba-da-dum, dum, ba-da-dum. Mm, mhm, mm. Ooh, I need to get more of those saplings, or not saplings, more of those slabs. I'm gonna be out. Oh shit. I don't want that to disappear. Oh yeah, yeah. I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. How does that look? Looks pretty good, not gonna lie. Looks honestly really good. Let me fix this. There we go, that's better. That's better. Oh, and this is the... Wait, where's the... I guess if I need glass, I'm not gonna be able to get it. It's hidden somewhere. I'll have to look at the live stream. Because I don't remember where it was. I'm gonna have to grab those eventually. That stuff that I hid. Because I hid some stuff. So top chat. Need it to be live chats. Okay. Well, I don't need that many. There we go. That's probably what I need. Oops. I know. That's right. Oh, I probably should have gotten more of those, actually. Maybe just like... Like, I didn't realize how big it was gonna be. That's my bad. Oh, I guess, no, I was right. I probably should have... I don't know. I didn't use... I'm probably not going to use up all these, but you know what? I'll use them for something else. Alright. There we go. Look at that. Nice and flat. That rhymed just like a dime. Oh, it looks so much better in here. Oh my gosh, it looks so much more lively and just, oh, wow. Wow, it looks a lot better. I love it. I really like it. Oh, that's gonna be off-centered. That's okay. It's alright. That'll be okay. I built this really weirdly, so I'm expecting that I'm gonna have some issues. And then here we go. We're back to normal here. Or are we? See, that's the middle part. This is all weird. I may just add the additional one. I don't know. Yeah, I may just do that actually, because I don't know if it's gonna have an effect or not, but I don't need that many. I think that should be okay. Yeah, like I said, the three's kind of needed here, just because it's gonna be off-centered. Boy. Oh shit. You know, it's this little one where it's like, oh, and I can't put it up there, can I? I just do that, I guess. Okay, and then do one more here. I don't like this rain. I wish it would just go away. So I gotta do around. I hope I can do that. I hope that I hope that I didn't mess it up too badly to where it's like, oh, I have to redo everything, you know, like I tried to just work with what I had. And so I don't know. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, good. I hope you guys like the rain sounds. To me, I think it's kind of distracting. I hope it wasn't too terribly loud. Oh wait, I need to get my stuff from over here. Nah, I'm thinking I'm gonna need a lot more than that. I might go ahead and do that. Also, I need to remember that I do have pickaxes. Or not pickaxes, I have axes in the chest. I gotta remember that, because I think I keep forgetting. Um, and so I keep thinking that I don't have them, but I do. So, yeah. Is that what kind of go? I don't know. I'll just do this. I'll do it the way it's supposed to be done. Oh shit, it's already getting to the point where I can't even, like, fucking do what I need to do. Okay. See, maybe I should put some over there. I didn't think I was gonna need to. Because these ones don't have it on the sides. And there's a reason for that. And that's because there's these things here, these stairs, which I don't know if I'm going to keep it that way. They're kind of unnecessary. They don't really add a whole lot. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna keep it the way it is for now, and then if I feel like I need to change it later, I'll change it then. But um, I don't know. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Physic. Physic. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. All right. Bunk. 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 See, maybe it might benefit having that extra one there, but I don't know, man. I don't know, because I'd have to do it on the other side as well, and I don't know if I want to do it on both sides. Would it make sense to do it that way? Like, I figure, like, it's already so hard to see those stairs as it is, that they're very hidden and stuff, and I don't know. I don't know. It's, yeah, I feel like it's one of those things that might change the whole build if I do it a certain way. I don't know. Let me tell you, that did not take long. Yeah, see? You're getting smaller and smaller. Hopefully they'll get bigger though. Oops. You might hear some birds chirping in the back. I don't know. I kind of like it. See, as it gets, like, as the ceiling gets higher, it makes more sense to have it the way it is. Because it's like, if I was to do it to all of the logs, I think it would just be too much, you know? This is like controlled chaos, in my opinion. So I think that makes sense. Oh, this is gonna be a big one. Okay. A great use of these, I guess. And what I like about leaves in Minecraft is that you have an infinite supply of them for the most part. Now, if you were on the 360, you probably didn't. You probably, like after a while, you'd probably get, you'd probably not have enough resources. Um, and that's where duplicating came in. And I'm not gonna lie, like there was a time towards the end of the 360 life stage of this world where, like, I mean, we had no other choice, to duplicate. Like there was just certain things that we couldn't have at the time. Like there was no caves and cliffs. There was no way to go deeper in the caves. So, you know, at certain points, you kind of had to cheat a little just to make it, that way. And when you get onto this world for the first time, it's going to say that it was created um in creative mode, but that's actually not the case. I think the reason why it does that is two things. When I converted it over, I've noticed that it was in, like, it was created in creative mode. It was saying that. But I think that's because Minecraft doesn't register that it was converted. So that was just their way of saying, like, oh, I don't know. And I think it probably put attributes towards that way for some reason. Secondly, I think that maybe this is the world that I copied at one point and put on creative. So, but everything was done legitly, despite the duplicating. So, like what I mean by that is like I didn't cheat as far as building goes, but I did, cheat for the important stuff. But that type of stuff you're not gonna see in this world, so you're gonna have to go and get it yourself. There's section of the world, like sections, and I think I've showed you this already in one of my previous live streams. There are sections of this world that are like cut off because that's where the world ended originally. And so there's like all four corners of the world. There's like there's issues with the world generation. That's how you know that you're leaving Bluesville. Um, and I had a goal where I was gonna fix that, but then I thought, well, no, because that defines, like, if you have a if you make a map of this world, you'll see where the four corners are, and it's actually pretty cool to see it because then it's like where you are. And so I think, I'm going to keep it the way it is just because it's important to keep it that way. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the stairs. The stairs are really weird, and I honestly don't know if I'm going to keep the stairs, because like I said, I was like, I don't know. I might keep the stairs. Um, if they overcomplicate things, I might get rid of them. But from what I've done so far, like, I kind of haven't. Yeah, see, I am gonna keep it like that. Just for these, just because it makes so much more sense. It just does. I don't know how to explain it. Oh. Oh, so that's what I was doing with those. Ew, okay, well that makes sense, I guess. I like that better. See, I thought I was doing something for those. I just didn't know what. Yeah. I gotta be careful with these shears. Oh no. And you might also hear my computer. Oh shit, why did I do that? Why did I do that again? I could have not have done that and it would have worked just fine. Oh no, that's not supposed to be there. There's one of the ones that I destroyed, and I don't know if anybody wants to point that out to me. I don't know where it is, but it's there somewhere. Oh. So on the outside, what we're also doing is we're doing a little bit of this action. So we're doing that, and then it's like but I think I want to change that because I want to do. Oh, did I not get the other one? The auto jump is fucking going ballistic. Yeah, you see that? You see what I'm trying to do there? Oops. Not me nonchalantly going into water. You know how capybaras are. They flock to the water. But do you see what I'm doing back there? All right. Mm, 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 mm. Maybe I can get some mossy cobblestone walls. Is there a way to do that? There's no mossy cobblestone in here. I wonder. I know there was a stone cutter somewhere. I'm not sure if I've even added a stone cutter to this world yet, but I don't have any. I don't have any vines. I can I can get some, but I don't have any. I have mossy cobblestone though. So what if I like every other one or every few I do that for that? I mean, it's not really gonna change anything, really. It's gonna I think it just needs a little bit of some texture. It feels kind of flat, you know? Feels really flat. So what is the level for that? The level is 63. So that means that so if down there is 64, that means that it's lower. It's one lower. So what can we do here? Because what I was thinking is we kind of reroute it a little bit. Hmm. Hmm. So I know that needs to be taken down. That's a lot of space. I can make space though. I also need to get some birch too. Okay. So let's see here. Mhm. So I need to get out of here. Out of this little hole that I'm in right here. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I don't need any of this stuff. They're all just fucking falling. That's so funny. But yeah, in this mod, there you can actually like swing your sword and not have to like wait for it to like regenerate or whatever. Which I think is actually pretty fucking helpful, considering that like I was on board with the combat update originally. Like I thought the combat update was like, yeah, it was a cool update, you know, it is what it is. But I didn't realize like how annoying certain aspects of the combat update would be. And so it doesn't feel as effective as it used to, you know? Like it used to feel a lot more effective when you were trying to kill something, and now it's like, it doesn't feel as satisfying or whatever. You know, it doesn't give me that vibe anymore. Oh, there is a way out of here. It's just I didn't even have to do that. This is a whole nother beast right here. I might just keep it the way it is though, because I may run into it later. Okay, so here we go. We're going to make a little bit of an indent here. I don't have any space, but I can get rid of some stuff. I can put some of that in there. Okay. These don't have anything in them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get those out of the way. This actually worked out pretty beautifully because I was thinking that I was gonna need to reevaluate what it looks like, and I'm kind of having to do that, but not as much as I thought I was gonna have to, so, you know, it's kind of working out on its own. Oh, perfect. See? You know, I realized it doesn't have to be the same, you know, it doesn't have to be the same height. Because, like, when I, like, obviously, as you progress downwards, it goes down. Like that. So my goal is to fix this up the way it's supposed to be fixed up. And then just change the entrance to over here. You get my drift? So there's gonna be an opening that'll go to here. And the bridge, I'd like to think that the bridge will stay open as far as like it won't be closed in like this. I'm thinking. So it'll uh get a break from the everyday thing. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do. It's raining again. Okay, I'm gonna just sleep through the rain. I know the rain might add some atmosphere or some ASMR or something like that, but no. And I know I probably should move my bed closer, but it's okay. Let me do something real fast. I just can't get over how good this looks on the outside. Like, let's just take a look. You know, it just looks so good. Like, it looks so much more lively and just beautiful. Especially like with the leaves. All right. So now, hmm. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm. I think I know how I'm going to do it, but I'm not entirely sure yet. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to change this playlist looks. That's okay. I don't know what I'm gonna put here. All right. Did I drop frames just then? No. No, no. There we go. Now I'm kind of at a loss here. I wonder where this goes to. So this will be blocked off. This area, I think. And then, I know I got something in here. I'll just make one, I guess. I'm thinking the best option is to get rid of this side and to put it on the other side. So move this side over to that side. And that way I have a better entrance that actually makes a little bit more sense. And I can cover this back up. But I mean, regardless, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess it does kind of matter. Because then I can just expand upon this area, which will actually take me to a cave. And then I'll actually have space to work with. But I don't know. Fuck me, man. What I might just do overall is I might just re-add what was already over here and then have the entrance be through here, so behind the wall. And that will lead you to the cobblestone generators, and then it'll lead you into here, and that way it's rerouted, but it's still the same instead of expanding upon it. Because, like, I can't really think of any way to really expand upon this area, you know, given the fact that, like, it's such a old build that it's just, I had to, like, get back in the mindset of what I was thinking originally when I decided to build it. And it's just not coming to me. think I'm going to take a break and I'll be back in a minute. All right, let's do this. Oh, I'm louder than I was before. There we go. Back to normal. Okay, so yeah, I was gonna say, welcome back, everybody. I was going to say that what I did here was not what I really wanted to do. I don't exactly know what I was planning on doing, anyways. Um, this has always been kind of like a secretive area, where it's a community mine chest. So I'm trying to think of what to do next. I think what I'm gonna do first is okay, I'm getting bad lag. Um, I need to first sleep in bed, and then I need to go get some birch because I am out of birch. Out of birch logs. I'm gonna put some stuff away. And what I'm gonna put away is I'm gonna put this, that, 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 and that away. In fact, I'll just put that away too. Okay. Let's go get some stuff. I'm sorry if the sensitivity is off. I think it's like honestly, it's one of the worst things ever. Um, because it's sometimes the connection of the controller is off and it stick drifts for some reason. And my controller is fine, but it just does that. And I think it's a Windows 11 problem because when I did this on Windows 10, it had no issues. So, oh hey, I got sticks from that. Interesting. Okay. My computer is so loud. I'm kind of glad that I'm taking down these trees because I'm going to be doing something with this area, and that's one of the next projects. Well, that didn't last long. I gotta go get more. We may have to go over and get more stuff. I have an area, and you guys probably know what it is. That little town that I was building on the other version of this world. Well, in this one, that town doesn't exist, but I do have some stuff over there. So I do need to probably go over there at some point. Because you know, I got some stuff that I got to grab from there. And so maybe part of this stream can be going over and grabbing that stuff. It's not too far away, but it's just one of those things where I probably should have grabbed it, earlier on, and I didn't. Okay, so I gotta go put this in there and go back and get more. Oh, uh-oh. It's doing that thing again where it's as sync. Bum, bum, ba-dum, da. Oh, I only had 2 more trees after that. Fuck. Okay, well that's okay. I'm pretty satisfied with what I just did, so. Hmm. Shit. I did not mean to do that. I fucked up. Thankfully, it was just one. It's easy to replace. Except now, of course, fucking. Oh, now I can't grab it. Oh, yeah, new recipes unlocked. Yay, yummy. I'm just gonna do that for now. There we go. Look at that. Good as new. These ceilings are high. You know, like they're pretty high up. Oh, come on. The desync on this is just insanity. Hang on. I fucked it up again. I always fuck it up, man. Not gonna look good, but it's okay. It'll look good. Like, it'll look good, but won't look good at the same time. It'll look neutral. Oh, okay, I do have another stack left. I was gonna say, I think this is all the oak I have. Eventually, I'm gonna have to cut down those trees over there. Oh shit. Fuck. Why did he do this? Whoever did this, I think it was my friend Crazy. Why did he fucking mess up my floor here? That's gonna be like a gigantic amount of amount of fucking. That's gonna be a gigantic amount of glass panes I'm gonna need. I gotta try to see if I can get more more. Oh wait, well, I'll go over there too. Mm, mm. I think I know how I'm gonna fix it. It's gonna take some brain power, and I don't know if I have that brain power. But we'll see. I gotta go find those glass panes. It's driving me bananas. I gotta go figure out where I put them. Cause like I'm gonna have to cut up the floor just to be able to find them. I feel like it's right here. No. Fuck. Wait, but it's gotta be here. What do you mean it's not here? There it is, right there. But I can't even get to it. I'm just gonna put this back. I need this as many as I can get. I don't even think that's gonna be enough. It might be, but I don't think so. Thankfully, I got more sand. So if I have to smelt it, I can. Alright, so... Hmm. Should I add some houses around here? So in a different live stream, what we're gonna do is we'll fix this bridge and we'll make it look better. This live stream is mainly just focusing on what we are doing over here, though. With, you know, the main goal of this one is to make sure that I can get this connected together. Um, and I mean, it's almost there. Uh, and then there's some stuff at the very end of this tunnel where the fishing area is, that needs to be redone. So, and fixed up. So there's still there's still quite a hefty amount of things to do. That's why I said it's gonna be a pretty long one tonight. I'm not sure for how much longer I'll be going for, but hopefully for a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a base layer, I think. Or no. Maybe. Hang on. Because I was thinking of is just doing something like this. You know? So let me go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? Like kind of something like that, I'm thinking. And then I could even take it a step up and just do uh do something like this. And that way, you know. That's where the dark oak comes into play. Oh, oops. Yeah, no, that's right though. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Uh-oh. Oh, no, those are okay. Maybe put... I don't know, maybe get rid of this one. Because I don't need it. And then maybe add... that instead. That way it kind of breaks it up a little bit. You know, like maybe even get rid of that one and then put that one there. This is gonna be a really small one, but that's okay. It'll do. Okay. Mm. 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 So now tell me if this makes any sense. I know nobody's in the chat, but would it make sense to do two bridges or just one? Because what I'm thinking is we update this bridge and we also like add an extension over to there. 'Cause that's where Spawn is. So we're definitely gonna need those chains for this part of it. Remember those chains that I was going to add and then I didn't add, and I added it thinking that it would look cool, and then it just decided, like, it just looked weird, you know? It didn't look right, so I decided not to go with it. And I think it was just because the height of the ceiling was really low. So, all right. I like this, like, different, like, height stuff. I mean, there's a benefit here, and I don't know if y'all are seeing that benefit, but it just kind of looks cool. Mm. I want to take a look at it from up there. Oh no! Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Oh wow, that was crazy. I thought I was crouching. I guess I was not crouching. Oh crap. Mm, I was not crouching at all. That's funny. Somebody's got to clip that. Mm. Bum, 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 bum. No, that was intentional. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, that's fine. I feel like I've been fighting with auto jump all day. I had a whole lot of options here for what I want to do. There we go. Oh wait, there was supposed to be spruce in there somewhere. Thick. I know where I can put the spruce. Right here. Speaking of spruce, I gotta go get some. when I don't have literally any space for it. Oh my gosh, I used up all of those axes. Holy crap, man. I used up all of them. You know what? Why don't we take a break and I'm not gonna take a like an actual break, but I'm going to go over to that area that I need to go to and grab whatever I need to grab. I think now is a good time to do it because like I don't want to keep dealing with these fucking trees right over here. And it, like I said, it's not too terribly far away, but it is like a reasonable distance away, so it'll take about 15-20 minutes to get there alone. So, and then, so overall, it's going to take about maybe half hour tops. Um, which I know that doesn't sound like that, like that sounds like it's farther away, but it's actually not that far away at all. It just seems far because it's like the route that I take is not a really good route to take, but it's the only way that I remember on how to get there. So, and I left some things over there because I was going to start a project. And you know how I am when I start a project. I start a project and then it doesn't really pan out the way like it doesn't start out the way I want it to, kind of. And so, it doesn't get done. But that was a project that I was working on. I was gonna make a little town over there, but yeah, I'd figured like, let's touch some grass over here. Grass is only greener, well, is always greener on the other side. But I say that after we get back from this adventure, I'm gonna do a little bit more, and then I think I'm gonna call it for the day because I got stuff I gotta do. I just wanted to make sure that this live stream was really long. So, I mean, it's going to be at least another 45 minutes to an hour of streaming. We're only about 2.5 hours in. Actually, we're almost 3 hours in. So maybe one of these days we can work on this area and get a like I don't know, some type of path or something. Because I'd like to do that. I'd like to have like an actual path to get here. Or maybe like somehow find a way to hook it up in the nether so then all I have to do is just go into the nether and go through a portal. I know that kind of sounds lazy, but I mean, eventually, fuck, I want to make sure that happens. That all four corners have their own nether hub system so people can go through and all I have to do from that point on is just like I don't know, just do stuff. There will be like when I upload this world, like I'm gonna be updating it throughout, and I think that's what I'm gonna use my live streams for. So, but what I really want to do is, oh, and there's also a village over here. Is I want to eventually, when the friend system is up, I want people to friend me, and we can all play together. I think that would be pretty fun. Have like community event nights and stuff like that. I want to really bring back Bluesville in the way that it's intended to be back. And I'm hoping that they'll bring back the friend system eventually. Because I was really excited for that. Like I was like, oh yeah, friend system. But I don't know. I mean, it kind of brings me back to the days of the console edition. Like that was like one of the best parts of the console was being able to invite your friends and um you give them certain permissions and stuff. And I know we can kind of do that in Bedrock already, but Bedrock is so buggy that it's not even playable for me. I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of the vibrant visuals. I think they're fucking ugly. Um, I mean, I don't mind shader packs, like, but like I'm so used to shader packs like uh the PTGI shaders that I use that like that's kind of it's either that or vanilla for me, And like I mean, I guess like it's nice to have built-in support because now it's probably easier to make shaders for Minecraft. Um, but to me, I'm not really a huge fan of them. I think that like I think it just makes the game look weird. Like the the sun is too annoying in my opinion, and it's way too like people say, "Oh, well, it's better in a performance." Like, no, it's not. And like, yeah, there are ray tracing elements to it, but to me, I'm like, I would rather not. That's why I always liked how Java Edition is because it's literally like console and the fact that it's just there's something so freeing about it, especially because on Java you get to make whatever you want to make. You can make texture packs, you can make data packs, you can make mod packs, you can make all types of different content. And you can have it for free too. You can make it for free, which I think that's great, the fact that you're able to make things for the game you know, that are free and you're able to make it for free. So it's like not only is it for free for the people who are downloading it, but it's also free for you to make. Like, all you need is a computer and you know how to, you gotta know how to manage files and stuff and gotta know the basics. But after you know the basics, it's pretty damn simple. It used to be a lot harder, but Minecraft just came a long way where, like, nowadays, whenever they release, like, a background update, like, it actually does make a difference because it can actually tell what it does. Even though I don't fully understand everything that they add in on the back end, like, all I know is that modders are going to be happy with a lot of what's happening, and it's more of a technical aspect of it. And it's advancing a lot quicker than I really anticipated, which is great. And you got to think about the Mojang devs. Like, whenever technology is being used in a way where it's advancing so much within just a short amount of time, like that's got to feel good for the Mojang developers. Now, I'm not a Mojang shill. Like, I don't agree with everything that they do. But I do think that there are decisions that they make that I do agree with. And, it's like I like that we're getting different content. Like the content drops to me remind me of the good old days of Minecraft when you only got a handful of features, and granted it was like you got them like once a year. Um but you only got like a handful of features, and you got to try them out. If you were on the snapshots, you had to like with Java, and of course Bedrock has it now too, and they've had it for a while now, but they call theirs previews. The thing that I don't like the most about modern day Mojang is how they they've changed a lot, which is great. They've made some good improvements to the game, but they've also made some weird improvements, like the new naming system and the new like numbering system for the updates. To me, I feel like it's kind of stupid, unless like to me, I don't think the drops need a number. I think you could just call them drops. I think you should save the numbers for what's important. So meaning that, and I understand that like due to data values and stuff and coding reasons, they have to number it to an extent. But I don't believe that's how we should number it as a community. I think we should only number the main big events, like the main big updates, because those are the updates that actually do need the naming system the most. Um, which I think that's why they're saving, like we should be on like 1.23 at this point, but that's why they're saving that type of naming for the bigger updates. But the smaller updates to me, like they're okay. I mean, to me, I think like the most recent one was a bit experimental, which I think there's a great way of experimenting with features. Um, I think it's great that we're getting features like that, which are like they're not necessarily things people asked for per se, but they're intriguing because they're different and they add a different vibe to the game, which I think that's, it's fresh, it's refreshing. The Chaos Cubed one, I'm not a huge fan of the feature itself, but I do see how people who like mini games and stuff, I see how they could be happy with that. And so it's a different part of the game that they're updating, but there's still a community behind it to where it's like, okay, I get it, like if they were gonna do a Redstone update, like I'm not really big into Redstone, but I know that there are people out there that would be bigger into Redstone, that would be more intrigued by the update. So, their palette is filled, if that makes any sense. So like I think it's important that, that we do have updates like that that do change the game for the better. Um and you know I'm not saying that it's that we need to do that all the time. Like personally, I wish that they focus on a couple other things. Like I've really been wanting a farming update for a long time, and what that would entail would be like you get tomatoes, corn, like all the different types of vegetables and fruit and all that. And then you also like I think to make it a little bit more challenging to farm, because right now what you could do is you can farm and have no issues. Like you could have unlimited potatoes, for instance, which I guess that helps for, you know, like if you're on a server like Folksville, that helps with that because it's like, oh, okay, like there's like a genuine reason to have whatever you're gonna have. Um, guys, I think I was wrong. I don't think that I have anything over here. I thought I did. I thought I did, but I don't. And so now, fuck. Fuck, guys. Fuck. It's okay. We went on an adventure. It's, I think it was a fruitful adventure. It's all right though. Um, we'll just go back. It's okay. I think I gotta go find it then. Because I don't think of anywhere else I would have it. Um, it's a blue one that I'm looking for, and like maybe it's in the village. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'd like to find it so that I have it. But I don't know which one it is. But it has all my coal and it has everything. And I hope I didn't die with it at one point. Um it also has all the duplicated stuff in there too. Um but yeah, like I'd like a farming update, but to make it more challenging, even in peaceful mode. Now you could probably turn this off if you didn't like it, but I would add like okay, so if you have a garden, you would want to protect it from rabbits and from deer and from any intruder like bears and stuff. So anything that would cause harm to your garden. So essentially what you'd have to do is you would have to find a smart way to protect your farm. So and Like I'm not saying protect it from like creepers and stuff. I mean, obviously that's to be a given, but I'm saying like any real life animal that would be all up in your garden, because like trust me, deer love gardens. And and I think that the more like of a farm you have, the more nature would be there. So like if you have a big garden, like a big tomato garden or something like that, um you would have more wildlife around you, and you'd have, so there'd be like actual things. And I know that this kind of sounds stupid, but I mean, like, it just adds another layer. And I think that, this could, like, if done right, you could have, like, a horse update, a cow update. Like, you could have, like, a lot of stuff. And I think maybe I played too much modded, because modded adds a lot of that already. But I think that there's a lot of cool things that the Mojang developers could learn from those types of mods, because it's a part of real life farming. And I know how they're all like, oh well, we want to protect the planet and all that. Um so I think that honestly there's a method to the madness, and I think that there's a great need for more varied seeds and, you know, just more natural stuff. Like to me that would complete the game. That would make my life happy. That'd make me so happy. I know I could add it myself via coding, but to have that in the actual game, where I know that it's probably going to be like a more vanilla approach at it, but um, the fact that you have just more options and, like, and then it's like, of course, we got all these reskins of these animals. And so I think that would be very helpful to add a little bit more depth to those animals, so they have a bigger reasoning for being there. Because one of the biggest things that people have an issue with when they added all those reskins was that it doesn't really add a whole lot of new gameplay, and so I think that if they could add a way to add more unique gameplay, I think that'd be pretty cool. So like certain cows, certain cows don't breed with other cows, or um I don't know, maybe there's like a certain thing that prevents you from being able to farm certain sheep or whatever, like, you know, makes it a little bit more challenging. So then it's a bit more rewarding when you do have a successful garden. You have a rewarding experience of being able to have high quality food, and that way, you can share it with your friends, and maybe it replenishes more health bars or something like that. So there's something there. Now I don't know if you can exploit that. Um but that's pretty cool though, you know? The only thing is like you'd have to think about, okay, well, if I was on a server, like, and if I was goats for an example, then how would I be able to feed everybody on the server, you know? And how would that work? Uh-oh. I have to go.